for organizations that are really trying to reconnect people to purpose after years of, change that just seems constant, like I'm trying to think of a bigger word than constant, but it's every second, it's moment to
Relentless,
moment,
right?
relentless, even chaotic. What's one step that leaders can take right away in that direction?
Yeah, great question. And I actually have a two-part answer, if that's okay, because I think that the first part is for you to really determine what you want to stand for. What is the core idea, the core of your identity, the thing that matters most that you want to be bringing to the world? And then part B is to use that as a filter for all of the decisions and actions that you make. Having that laser clarity and focus is so important for people today because, as you said, so much is changing around us. If we can stay constant, steady, and focused, our identity will shine through.
Yeah, it sounds somewhat simple, but it's not. To really identify what crystallize, reduce down to like that core essence. How do you help
Yeah.
people do that?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I would commend you, Seth, for your core identity of being a curator. Your keynote curator positioning is really a great example of like a singular focused idea that people understand and people value. To me, I think it's really a matter of unpeeling the
Thank you.
onion. Well, yeah, it's really a matter of unpeeling the onion. You as a founder have a really clear idea of what you want to do, what you intended to do when you started this business. And if you are a founder of your business, I think that that is probably something that's very intuitive to you, what you want to stand for. But if you are coming in, inheriting a business, if you are not the head of the business, but someone who's just on staff, et cetera, it's a lot harder to really tap into that. But I think unpeeling the onion is really, important in terms of really digging into why do you exist?
Yeah.
And in my first book, What Great Brands Do, I talk about the 5 why process that Jim Collins and his co-author from Built to Last wrote about, whereas to ask yourself 5 successive times, why does what we do matter? So, someone in your position, might say, okay, why are we doing what we do? Well, we want to, put on good events. Why is that important? Well, because we want people to be inspired and informed. Well, why is that important? Well, because our audiences really have a lot of challenges. And, you kind of continue to unpeel this onion with these 5, asking the question, why 5 times. And I think that you will get down to that crystallization or distillation of what it is that you're doing that is truly valuable.